such an asshole.
So we got a good question. And it's one of the perfect examples where you think the answer is complex or hidden, but it simply isn't where you're looking. It's kind of, it's not right in front of you either, but you're looking, these are not the joys you're looking for. You're looking in the wrong area. And if you look in past or where you would almost opposite think, that's where you find the answer. A couple life's questions are like that. Really, now it goes. Oh God, I hate this. Oh, I had it pulled up. Where'd it go? Well, here it is. This is from one of our Australian agents in the field. Jumping to the middle of the request. Also, if you provide another quote, I would pay in addition for your views on mandatory motivation, hauling a rock we must push to survive, such as work for most people. Well, I'd argue most people, if you look at their decisions, they prefer to not work, which is logical and common sense. But I would also argue this is going to be an intelligence question. Like if you're intelligent, you'll be like, man, I need to do something aside from collect a paycheck, get my chicken tendies, and play Fortnite while collecting a disability check because I have the hood. Most humans are NPCs. Most humans don't have the intelligence. I'll be. Most you humans don't tune in. I want you to go waste your life living on welfare. This is for the smart people who don't want to waste their life. Where to go? Hauling a rock we must push to survive, such as work for most people, versus discretionary motivation. Hauling a rock we don't have to push to survive, like learning a foreign language for me. I find the latter requires creative energies and are dormant after years of office conformism. So let me give you the reason that I get motivation, why everybody else should have motivation. Even if you are like, let's say you're the average American, like you're lazy, you're fat, and you're stupid. And I'm not being besmirching or derogatory. I'm describing you. Even this will give you a motivation, but going back to delayed gratification as a sign of intelligence, most people can't fathom 60, 70 years into the future when they die. And that's the main motivator is death. Like you want someone to do something, you put a gun to their head, they'll do it. Because all of a sudden the calculus becomes very clear. Like, it amazes me how stupid people are. They'll smoke cigarettes, they'll drink copious amounts of booze, guilty here. They'll eat horrible food and they won't work out and they'll put at risk for diabetes or whatever. And then the doc comes in, oh, your liver's going into failure, you got lung cancer, you're obese, you got the diabetes, we have to cut off your foot. Oh, and even then, again, you Americans are truly some of the fattest, most grotesque, stupid people. Like, wasn't there a way, like the negotiation part of 5 stages of grief or whatever? Then it becomes front and center. But for my team, you guys, the ones with an IQ above 102, if you're looking for motivation or the philosophical answer, why does Sisyphus, I believe that's him. Oh my God, look at this education I never wanted. The guy who kept pushing a rock up the hill, why does he do it? Well, what if he didn't have a rock to push up the hill? That looks like a lot of work, right? But what if there is no rock to push up the hill? And to a certain extent, that's life. Where you could, dude, you see it in the welfare classes of Western nations everywhere, whether that's the chives, the chavs, the shavs over in Britain, our welfare class here in the United States, or all of Canada. Canada, America on easy mode, and even suckier. Those people are not happy because whether they have the philosophical foresight or not to realize, oh, I ought to be doing something with my life. They instinctually know they should be doing something. The body was built to work. Girls frontal lobally, if that's a word, consciously, man, I don't really like guys that much. I don't want to have much to do. And then they're on antidepressants, pounding down the wine because they don't have husband or kids. So it's like, well, that's kind of what you were designed to do. So you're kind of going against your nature there. But for those who have that much more intelligence, those who are a little bit philosophical, those who are intellectually honest with themselves, it's like, I got to go do something. And the two main incentives, because death is, here's another thing in fairness to all humans. Death doesn't come until the end. You've never experienced death. So It's not really a threat, but you do know pain, right? I will break your legs if you don't. Like, oh, I had broke my legs one time after I fell out of a tree. I don't want that. I know I don't like pain. So you have that experience. So the stick versus the carrot, the stick can motivate you. But we're used to just having the carrot, like, oh, you should do this. Why? Well, what's in it for me? And I think that's where most, especially Westerners, with copious amount of money shoved up their asses, that's like, would I get off and stop playing Fortnite and get a job? What's in it for me? And they're not wrong. We pay you to eat food and live. Here's your free housing, food, and I mean, just look at everyone in Seattle or San Francisco or any other liberal place that starts with an S. They have all their Maslow's the lower levels of hierarchies of needs taken care of. And for them to get, well, what's in it for me? Fair point. Let me give you a more compelling argument. You're going to die. You're going to die. And that's what gets me off my ass. Like, this ends. And me and the GF and TJ Martinell, who happens to be in the house, he's over there doing his Mr. Rogers' son thing. He's like, what old lady can I walk across the street today? I say, hey, TJ, you want to go gamble? You want to go to strip? No, I want to find old ladies to help across the street. It was a wonderful time we had. We're talking about it where if you're religious and you believe in the afterlife, well, this is kind of moot. No, well, why would I work hard? Why would I got eternal life after this? If you truly believe in the afterlife or are religious. So aside from that asterisk, but if you're atheist, we're talking about how, like, atheists, most of them suck because there's not atheist, libertarian, pilot, LGBT trans person is in the room. Don't worry, they'll tell you that kind of thing. Of all the people that should have the most amount of hustle, it should be the atheists. Like, if you're an atheist, you don't believe in the afterlife, like, holy crap, we got to do this now. And if you're looking for something practical to do, let's say you're atheist and you don't find the motivation, all right? Start studying the universe and how long it's been around based on what scientists estimate. And they estimate it's like something like, I don't know, 12 or 14 billion years, and figure out how long it takes planets to form and suns and physics. And it's interesting unto itself. But then you're like, oh, so if the Earth was here for 4.5 billion years and I'm here for 79 years, like, and through just infinitesimally small statistical chance, here you are with this thing called life, and you're conscious and you're sentient, and it goes away. Do you want to be the fat, disgusted slob sitting on the porch, collecting their welfare check, getting their stimmy checks? Oh, I got the old social anxiety disorders. Oh, no, I need the monies. Oh, I'm this color skin or that kind of plumbing. Oh, I need the monies. Like, okay, I could give credit if you were a welfare bum and then you went and did stuff. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm a welfare bum. I'm doing van life. I'm just milking the system, and I'm going to go climb mountains. I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to do it. But no, most of y'all do is just play video games and avoid. That's what you really do, is you avoid work. And that, to me, like, that's, if there's a vengeance is mine, saith the Cappy. If there's a vengeance for you conservative, libertarian, Republican, like the worker class, like those people with their little, not even a grain of sand, like this lucky as all get out, the luckiest thing in the universe on this little planet, they got conscious, and they weren't born a mollusk. They weren't born a monkey. They were born the smartest, most intelligent thing on the planet here anyway. And what do they do with it? They order their chicken tendies, and then they need a government, and then they believe, oh, I got a mental disorder, and they live miserable lives, thinking they're victims and and so, like, man, here I am, let's go. And so for me, that's the motivation. Like, I'm gonna die. My peak achievement in life is not going to be graduating at the age of 25 with my bachelor's in arts and journalism, and then I'm a freelance journal who blogs about how whatever, Gamergate, or how people who don't watch She-Hulk are all sexist. Like, that is not going to be my life. Absolutely not. Nieces need their guts squeezed out. Kids need to be given money. Ice cream needs to be bought. Hikes have to be hiked. Dogs have to have balls tossed. And so if you look at it from that perspective, nearly every, not a lot of Democrats do have hard work ethics and are good people. They're out there. But your welfare class, your truly, it's the worst thing to happen to them. It is the worst thing to happen to them. And so there's death. There's your motivator. Make it very clear to yourself. Listen to William Shatner's song, Live Life Like You're Going to Die Because You're Going to. Captain Kirk. Yes, Captain Kirk. Listen to that. So even though death conceptually should be a pretty important motivator for you to get off your ass and push any rock up a hill. Second, try to have a personal relationship with death, because it's coming. Don't think it's a theory. No, it's coming. So philosophy, William Shatner's song, just sit and ponder it a little bit. This ends. Here's another thing. What percent dead are you? Percent of 80. Take your years, divide it by 80. That's your percent dead. You know how many more years you got left. And what have you achieved with the years you got behind you? Not much. So there's that. Then there's I know this sounds like odd exercises I'm asking you to do, but go and study astrophysics, particularly how long they estimate the universe to be around, light years, just how far away things are, how many trillions of planets and stars are out there, and like, oh, looks like we're the only ones so far. And because the universe is expanding, it's unlikely we're going to find terrestrial or extraterrestrial intelligence or life. If we find it, what is it good? Ain't going to be like the Romulans or the Vulcans, like some sophisticated space race. It could just be mold. Yeah. And then if you need further motivation, look at America's leftists. Look at them all, like celebrating their traits instead of getting out there. Like, remember when you were a kid, you were in school, right? There was two forms, two states. You were either in school or out of school. Like, you want to be out of school because that's and then what did you do when you got out of school? You did fun things. You take your bike out, you go do whatever you do. Now most people just sit there on their phone or their tablet. And of course, if you're a kid, you go to the public schools, you're conditioned to be a leftist. So your entire life is, woe is me, I have this disability, made up or not. And you don't even get out of the gate. Like, school ends and you just still live at home, eating your chicken tendies, living off of your EBT card. I don't know. Another thing is, like, ain't nobody having sex in this country no more. Like, it's kind of fun. I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to have, it's like, oh, wait. This fat, unemployed, neat, 300-pound guy playing Fortnite. Like, you, dude, you have never had the touch of a woman. I don't know about you. Maybe you want to have that before this all ends. And then, mark my words, man, there's going to be probably 2 generations, not about half of mine, but definitely the millennials and the Zoomers. When you guys are in the nursing homes or on your deathbed, I mean, honest to God, what? I avoided work all my life. I collected a government check and took drugs for a mental disorder I didn't have, but it was easier than going and majoring in accounting. Like, there's your life. Oh, and you girls, I pity you girls. What was your life about? Hating the opposite sex and telling them how much we didn't need them and proving it to them. Oh, okay. Good for you. Oh, you got a master's in that, huh? Oh, you were debt slaves the entire time. Oh, good. That's great. This is wonderful. Well, you guys wonder why I put on my Instagram account pictures of me hiking and giving the finger? There, that's the message. What did Cappy say? He said to F off and live life. There. Oh, great words from the Capmeister. So that's it. There's your mandatory motivation. You're going to die. I can't, for the investment in philosophy and society and humanity and blah, blah, blah. No, you're going to die. It ends. It freaking ends, man. It ends. Now, do you want to have an excellent life or not? But then if you're religious, I do believe there's scripture in all religions where, like, hey, this is a blessing God gave you. Don't squander it. But we all know, especially you Christians, how religiously you follow that, right? We all know, like, especially what didn't he have? What is it? The Methodist Church? Like, honest to God, is it the Unitarians? Holy cow, that's just like, how dead of a branch of Christianity can you get? So there's your answer. Anyway, link below 2 things to help you out with your journey. But I'd have to take a step and get off my ass. Yes, you would. Achieving financial excellence. All right. Which is the biggest hurdle for people living in life. You need good finances. And so I have a course on Teachable called Achieving Financial Excellence. It is the introductory course to get you philosophically and psychologically motivated to take your financial planning seriously. Basically tells you why you should do this and explains the nature of wealth so you're not chasing cars or student loan debt. And it's effective so that you have the money to go hiking every day and you don't have to rely on mom and dad giving you a check or President Biden like giving you a check. Like you could maybe stop pooping in the streets of San Francisco and go live. There's another one like, wow, what was your life? He ended being a bum pooping in the streets of San Francisco. Like, good for you, buddy. I couldn't even hurt you more if I wanted. So that's linked below. That's through Teachable. Achieving Financial Excellence. It's $99. Don't you dare complain about the price because you know, I guarantee in the past 48 hours, you pissed away money on something dumber and less effective. And then also a book, How Not to Become a Millennial, which isn't precisely specific to death and motivation, but the millennials is the first fully mature generation we've had that have been brought up under this. You don't have to do anything in life. You're just amazing the way you are. Here's your participation trophy. And it's like, here's the success and the lack thereof. Like, here's the unmitigated disaster. And it is absolutely not anti-millennial. It's like, look, you guys are half dead. Do you want to salvage the second half of the game or not? Well, I'd have to get work. Yeah, you'd have to like go back to school and major in something worthwhile. Might have to get another job. But that's hard. Yep, that's hard. But then it ends, and you say, well, was the hard life a worthy life? Or it's up to you. I don't care. But anyway, it goes this more for the younger generations. It's like, here are some crippling mistakes they made that in many of their sad cases made people who are now like just turning 40, like there's no coming back. Their life is forever crippled. If you want to avoid that, I'd recommend getting that How Not to Become a Millennial, especially the parts where it talks about all the lies their parents told them and their adults told them and are continuing to tell people today. I get a kick out of millennials say, yeah, but we were lied to. And then I look how they're raising their kids. I'm like, you are telling them the exact same lies and even worse ones right now. What? All right, let's see if there's any super chats. Today's super chats will go to profligate waste on me. I don't know what I'm going to do. Tomorrow's cheat day. I think I'm going to buy some pink box. That would be today's super chat donations go to stuffing my face on cheat day. So I'm going to get some pink box donuts. I'm going to get cigars. I'm going to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to get BJ's. I'm going to go to BJ's and get a Pizookie. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to eat like pigs. And then we'll go hike it off again. All right, scrolling. Hand clogs, $2. Watch Puss in Boots 2, Cappy. I like Puss in Boots 1. Antonio Banderas did a good. I like the character. I know it's a cat, and it's a cartoon, but he was this frustrated leader who had to deal with a bunch of incompetent morons. It's okay. I'll go watch Puss in Boots 2. Wisda Vision Productions, $2. You're gonna die. It's from a video game, Crisis, Crysis. It was a good series. You're gonna die. Project Gone, $5. What happens when lower levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is removed from NPCs' lives? No, it's coming. No, it's already here. Project Gone. Good point. There's the carrot and the stick. You go into stasis. You go into a coma. You're an NPC. Look, NPCs don't have the intelligence or even the independent mindedness to go beyond what would be the second stage of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They're not even going to the third stage, which is social acceptance, where you form a community. They'll form a community online, but it's more of a clique, and whether or not like you worship at the religion of parasitism, which is just socialism, laziness. Like, I'm for taking other people's money. Me too. And if you're not, you hate white people. Or no, you hate the Jews and minorities and the Womans, and you hate the children's. So like that's as far as they're going to go into the third levels, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like they're not even, they don't show up on time. How many of them leave their home and go hang out with their friends? How many people actively participate in an engaging social life and are there for, look, you can't even get on our team. Like I won't mention who, but some people won't even give you a ride to the airport. I'm just saying. They stop. They have no more incentive because the NPC doesn't know they're going to die, and they're too late. And if they do, they're too lazy to do anything about it. Because any kind of excellence in life, whether it's fun excellence or physical excellence or financial excellence, it takes work. And their number one driving force is laziness. I mean, a perfect example is the Jamie Lopez. She chose laziness over life. She chose she was so afraid of working out. She died of a heart attack at 37, I think, because she was 400 pounds. Like that's how lazy these people are. And sometimes death isn't even a big enough motivator. They prefer to die than have a life of pushing a rock up the hill. And so what happened? They just waste their life. Like, really, what? Oh, wow. You're another 23-year-old with your liberal arts degree who thinks you're going to save the world. And your solution is to take other people's money and not do anything about it. You commoners, and I mean that intellectual commoners, you leftists, no one's going to remember you. You're just the masses that consume the bread in circuses, but people will remember, Caesar, Julius Caesar. They will remember. I don't know. Let's read this. I listened to a podcast. Yi Sun Sin, Yisunsin. He was an admiral in Korea in the 1500s. He led an amazing life. You won't lead that life. You'll be like, give me my chicken tendies and I'll be on the social Instagrams. Yeah, man, take away rich white men's money. Oh, yeah, you've spent your life great. That's what happens. They become part of the Borg. Their life is technically over. I am just curious what they're going to morph into when they're 65 years old. Like, what's it going to look like when you're 65? You still got student loan debt, and you're bitching and whining. That's just, boomers lying to me. Yeah, they lied to you like 60 years ago. You haven't made a comeback. What? Yersin Hanma, new guy. I don't recognize that name. Welcome to the show. $10. People have two lives. The second starts when you realize that you only have one life. Death is the best motivator for me, and the passing of my generations. Every time I feel like not doing something, I remember death. Yeah, but it shouldn't have, and you're right, you're 100% right. And it shouldn't have to take a death in the family or a health scare. It should just be logical. And that's why I said this video is really for the top 15% of intelligent people, because you can actually conceptualize death and your sentience ending. But tell that to someone who barely passed a sociology degree and just regurgitates. I mean, you're talking to plants. You're legit talking to plants. Oh, why can't this mushroom over here philosophize? It's like, because it's a mushroom. All it knows is more of other people's money. I valuable because today I identify as Bulbasaur sexual. Like, okay, good for you, buddy. Yersin Hanma, $5 again. Clary, good job on what you do. Thank you. I got nothing else to do. I told the leftists, like, if you paid me like $2.5 million, I'd stop doing this. I would. And the bankers, the finance industry could have just done underwriting the right way and I wouldn't be here. But you forced us into this world. We didn't want to be here. Ironically, it's a better job than I could ever have working in banking. Wonder if banking didn't have the complete moronic assholes, if it would have been a tolerable profession. 7-Step Survival, which you guys should all subscribe to. Doug writes for $5. Never met a gal who gave me a better hand job than I care to give myself. Okay. Good. Is it because you're in Montana? I don't like cloudy. Scrolling. Oh, hey, Alex Patino's in the house. Oh, here we are, Alex Patino, truck driving Latino agent in the field. $5. Beautiful at any size extra large, Asian large. That is, what's Asian large? What's that? And he has smiley happy sunglass beer. Hey, Alex, has trucking slowed down a bit? I'm looking at GDP figures. It looks like a little bit of a slowdown in the real economy. Although when you include diversity and inclusion and HR people as like legit GDP, I was like, really? Is that really the GDP? Alaska Jack, $5. Greetings from Alaska. Thanks, Alaska Jack. New guy there. Hat and Clogs, $2. Atham and Alex in the house. Viva la chicken tendies. Atham's always in the house. He's always around. Our Sid, 200 Indian rupees. Any thoughts on the AI systems like Chat GPT that's coming soon to disrupt the fabric of society in the very near future? But the internet hasn't. Social media hasn't. What's Chat GPT? And how the general workforce is going to cope? What's Chat GPT? Hang on. Chat GPT. Chat GPT is a chatbot launched by OpenAI in November. It is built on top, fine-tuned both. You mean like there's bots? Articulate answers across many domains, and its uneven factual accuracy was identified as a significant drawback. Okay. I guess I don't, but I think that's above my pay grade. I'm not familiar with that. But I don't know. I mean, aren't bots already in all of social media? You mean that hot chick that said she wanted to meet me if I donated to her PayPal? That's not real. That's a bot, really? Alex Patino, $5. While Asians wear size large, we in America is size small, and thus far we are busy in trucking K-Vita attendees. Yeah, I wonder what it. Yeah, no doubt about it. But yet, in defense of Americans or Westerners in general, we are taller, right? I mean, there is that, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Is that it? That's it. All right, there you go. So link below, achieving financial excellence. All right, get your financial act together if you want the pain and misery to end. And then how not to become a millennial. It's a little bit more deep philosophical dive, but still very good. But it's 500 pages. All right, well, you don't play video games then for 3 days. Can you handle it? All right. Oh, and it's an audio too, so I don't know. You could listen to it while you're eating your chicken tendies and playing Fortnite. All right, see you guys later. Toodles.